It's so cute.
Right?
Look at the little teeth.
My name is Brian Paterson. I'm a biologist. One of the species, I guess, or species groups that I specialize in are bats, particularly in the north and the Peace region for probably a little over almost 15 years or so now. So I guess in summary, we've got our North American bat monitoring, we've got awareness, capacity, skills building for local community members. We're looking for an endangered species and trying to get confirmation of it. And we're also contributing to this MODIS program from a bat perspective. So it's kind of, you know, we're doing a whole lot of things at the same time. And yeah.
My name is Stephanie Petman, and I'm a wildlife biologist working with Chu Cho Environmental. I'm helping Brian to deploy acoustic recording devices, drive acoustic transects, and trap bats to get a better idea of what bats exist in Tsay Keh Dene territory. We've programmed Anabat Swift detectors to record full spectrum from sunset to sunrise. These recordings contain all spectral and intensity information related to a sound. Some bat species have very distinct sound patterns, which make it possible to identify them. Individual characteristics of a bat define the types of habitats where we will find them. So to capture a higher diversity of bats, we look for large, open, and still bodies of water. Another characteristic that bats like are linear features, so we also target these habitat types.
Oh, that's pricey, but maybe now it's haven't you?
I think what has drawn me to bats is the fact that there's so much more to learn. There's so much that we don't understand, and they're a challenge. It can be extremely challenging, both logistically and technically, to have a successful bat capture program. We're coming to an area that we're not familiar with, trying to rely on some local knowledge, trying to get members of the community to help us locate areas that could be suitable. But then even when we get there, you can't just set up a net in the middle of nowhere or in the middle of the forest and expect to get results. So you're looking for specific features that you can trap. I guess it's the challenge of bats that has attracted me. It's the fact that there's still a lot to learn. Even in the acoustics, it's still an emerging field, right? With lots of room for error and lots of things that we can learn. And we're always sort of evolving and learning, so it's nice that way.
So there's honestly too many cool bat facts to choose from. They're very unique, being the only mammals that can truly fly. They spend their whole lives in the same large social groups. They have a very impressive ability to echolocate using reflected sound waves, which allows them to navigate in complete darkness. They also show very few outward signs of aging and are often studied in aging-related research.
You know, one of the priorities of the Fish and Wildlife Compensation Program is to work with nations within their own territories. So working with Tsay Keh and working with Quadacha is really important. And I think this project provides an opportunity to contribute to research, bat research and population management, conservation at a continental level. So we can kind of, with all of that information, you can get an idea of how bat populations are doing. Night it's a different experience, I would say. It makes you kind of think about all the things that are out there, right? All the critters that are out there at night. It makes you feel almost a little bit vulnerable too, which is kind of a neat feeling. Kind of have to learn to embrace, I think, a little bit, and to be okay with maybe being a little bit uncomfortable. We have precautions that we take. We're safe about what we do. Wading around in a creek at night, watching bats fly around, natural habitat in some of these unspoiled areas, because quite frankly, there's quite a bit of unspoiled habitat in this area. It's nice to see. We try to go on a route that allows us to check them every 15 minutes, so no bats sitting in the net for too long. If we capture a bat, kind of put our gloves on, put our PPE on, and extract the bat from the net. They would place them in individual bags. I would write the time and the species and the sex on there. Yeah, on the individual bats, we will collect a genetic sample, so whether that's guano or a wing punch, could be both. We will take some measurements, things like forearm, ear lengths. You can look at tooth wear if you want to try to age the bat, reproductive status of the bats, whether they're pregnant, whether they have given birth in the past, and of course species and sex. And yeah, those are probably the main things that we get from them. If we want to put transmitters on, we'll clip a little bit of fur between the shoulder blades, use a latex-based adhesive, and place that on there. That'll last maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 days, I think, is pretty typical. That'll give you some information about where the bat's coming and going from and where it's roosting. Yeah, all valuable stuff for bat conservation and management. Yeah.
Collaborating with Brian has been a fantastic experience, and we're looking forward to implementing new bat projects and increasing the knowledge around the species in Tsay Keh Dene territory.